Hey guys, so I'm kind of disappointed that we can't be together for our fairy gardens this year, but what we're going to do is talk through lots of ideas. I'm going to show you what I would be showing you if you were here in our class. The only thing that I also want is for you guys to show me what you come up with, because I always learn some new and creative things from you when we're together. So make sure you ask your grown-up permission, but here's our Instagram tag. And Liv, if you want to, Liv's behind the camera there. Liv's going to get that up close. If you follow us on Instagram, of course, if you also are on Facebook on Rohrbach's Farm Market, on Facebook, tag us, post it so I can see how your fairy gardens turn out, and what ideas you want to share with me. So a couple things. Number one, you might be watching this and you already have everything at home that you need. That's great. Use what you have at home. If you don't, you can message us, call us, 570-356-7654, and you can pick up or you can do curbside for a fairy garden kit. And that's going to include some of the basics that we're going to talk about today. So first thing is, the fun thing about fairy gardens is it's fun to pretend and it's fun to be creative. There's a lot of things you can do with them. So here's what we're going to show you today. If you start with the fairy garden kit, you're going to have a nice little flower pot full of soil, just like this. And I'm going to show you some of the goodies that are going to come with it when you pick that up from us. And again, you can be creative at home with whatever you have. So we're going to include 2 sticks, and we're going to include a pipe cleaner. This is for you if you want to create a flag or a clothesline pole, and Liv's going to show that to you. But what I did, I'll show you really quick here. I just cut out some triangles from fabric. We'll make sure there's some few fabric pieces in there for you. But you're going to want to glue. The easiest thing to do is glue your fabric over your pipe cleaner. And make sure your shiny side, your bright side is out. And again, you might have something at home. Maybe there's something you can cut up that's a scrap, or your parent gives you permission for you to use if you want to put a flag or a banner or a clothesline in your fairy garden. And then what we do with that is we just wrap it around our sticks, just like this. Twist it around and twist it around on both sides. And then we have our little clothesline or our flag that can go into our fairy garden. Another thing that we're going to show you, and that's going to come home with you, will be these. We like to repurpose everything. So these are old canning jar lids that we have on hand, and popsicle sticks. And this is a way for you to be able to name your garden. So I already have one here. Those of you guys who know Gibbs Flowers know we're a big fan of Gibbs Garden and Gibbs Flowers and her greenhouse. And so we're gonna make this Gibbs Garden, and we love her greens as well. This is gonna need a little time to dry, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. I'm not gonna put that in my garden quite yet. Now, obviously, we want to have a flower, and if you get our kit from us, we're going to give you a flower that you're going to plant in there. You're going to want to make sure you have space for that. So I'm going to get my flower in here now. You're going to want to make sure you water your flower. This is a flower that likes to be out in the sunshine. So if you are planting one of these, then this is a petunia. Which is a fun name to say, petunia. If you're gonna have a petunia, you can put this out in the sun, and your petunia and your fairy garden will like to be in the sun. But maybe if you're doing this at home with the resources you have, you may not want a flower that goes in the sunshine. Maybe you're gonna keep it on your porch, so that's okay too. Just make sure you're aware of the best place for your flower. Maybe you don't have any flowers that are outside or inside that are real flowers. We can also use little flowers like this that are silk flowers. Great place to get these, very inexpensive. The dollar store, the Dollar Tree, Dollar General. You can find little summer flowers. And those also work. And I'm gonna tell you a little secret about all that. in a few minutes some other things you can do to change your fairy garden. So you can see how that is. They just stick right down in your soil. They're kind of fun to play with. I'm going to take them out for right now because they're not going to stay in this fairy garden. Okay, you're also going to get a piece of clay. This is Crayola clay, and this is for you to be fun and creative. I have been able to see kids do all kinds of cool stuff with this. Maybe you want to make a mushroom out of it. Maybe you just want to make a chair or a bird bath, something like that. So you're going to get a piece of clay. When you mold your clay, it's going to come to you in a tight little bag. When you mold your clay, that's going to have to dry for a couple days, so just keep that in mind. But this is for you to add in whatever you want to be creative and make for your fairy garden. Now, let me see. What else do I want to show you? Okay, so most of us want to add some kind of a little house or a fairy or anything that you want to be creative about. It doesn't have to be a fairy. I'm going to show you these. This I picked up at the dollar store for $1, obviously. We're going to go inexpensive. We like inexpensive. This is something you can find. These guys I found at the Dollar General. Little pig, little cow. Of course, on our farm, we like these. I have some nieces who especially love unicorns, so I had to get the fairy unicorn. So any of those little things just are fun to add into your garden. And I'm not going to leave all of those in there for right now, but you put in what you want to put in. All right, now, here's some other goodies that you can add. We're going to send a surprise home. Everyone is going to have a unique surprise because what I like to do, Liv's going to walk over here with me. This is my treasure box right here. Most of our local thrift stores are closed right now, but one of the things that we like to do when they're open is we just go and we find all kinds of goodies for really inexpensive. So we're going to send a surprise from my little treasure box here in every single one of your fairy kits. You'll find something unique, but this is a fun way. These are little umbrellas. You can find those usually at the dollar store, especially for summer. So this might be something you enjoy doing when things are open again, when some of our thrift stores open again. But all kinds of fun stuff like this just make really cool things to add into your fairy garden. It's easy to be creative with them. Something that you really enjoy and you really like. And I'll show you some pictures of my fairy gardens later. Liv will be able to put some of those pictures in into here, and I have some pictures with me. All right, so now here are just a few other things. Maybe you are more a dinosaur kiddo. This is a fun thing to put into your garden. Find some dinosaurs. You can usually find these at the dollar store, the Dollar Tree again. You can make a dinosaur garden. Maybe you want to add some rocks. These are some pebbles that you can add in. If you don't have pebbles, then little stones like this, these are also very easy to find at the dollar store, very inexpensive. Or you can just go outside and maybe in your garden, dig up a couple rocks that your grown-up says are okay. You can add, let's see, what else can we add? We can add some seashells. Maybe you have a couple of those somewhere. Another little thing that you can find at the dollar store in bags, you can find seashells. So I'm packing everything in there just so you get a chance to see what it looks like, how you would want to do it. Let's see, what else am I missing? Am I missing something, Liv? Our flour, our clay, whatever you want to be creative with. So I'm going to, these are, I showed you these. These you can also find usually at the dollar store this time of year. Maybe you want to create a little shade for whatever you decide to put in your fairy garden. But here we go. So I'm going to show you, I like to keep my gardens up all year round. So obviously we can't keep a flower like this into the fall and the winter because it doesn't like the cold. So I'll take that out. And here are some fall garden ideas. And you can look at my picture. Liv can hold that up front close there for you. You want to take out the plants. One fun thing, and you can see it on there, you can take some rocks. If you have some bigger flat rocks, you can paint them orange. You can make pumpkin faces on them. You can also come over here to the farm, visit us in the fall, and get some little fall ornamental things. Again, hit the thrift stores and find fun things like pumpkins and scarecrows that you can add. And then lots of fun stuff like that. And then, oh, here's a picture. Here's one of mine from a year or so ago. That's my favorite fairy. And so there's one of my fairy gardens. And I put a little bird bath in there with my fairy garden. And then after the fall, you're gonna wanna go to doing something fun for winter. So I make mine into a winter garden. And what I do is I take out all the fall decorations, and then we always get a live Christmas tree in our house. So I just cut off a couple branches. Don't do that without a grown-up's permission. But maybe you can also come over here. We usually have some greens available to buy. And then I just put them in my fairy garden, just like that. And then also you can add, if you can't see it in that one because it's buried under the snow, but I put a little tea light in there and made it look like a little fireplace. And again, there's just so many fun little trinkets that you can buy at the dollar store, at the Dollar General, and even just thrifting. That's perfect for Christmas. So again, guys, I just want to remind you, if you want to get a kit, just private message us. Send us a message so we can have it ready for you. There's a picture of all the things that you're gonna get with your fairy garden kit, but we wanna be able to see what you're doing at home, whether you use our kit or you don't use our kit. Make sure you Instagram us with that so we can tag us on our Instagram, post it on our Facebook so we can see what creativity you guys are coming up with. Thanks so much.